I'm going to be showing you the strategy that made me over 10% this week alone. So all these trades were shown inside our Discord and the members were quite interested in the strategy. So I thought now is a great time to showcase it, show you how it works and the theory behind it. So I've been working and developing and using this strategy for many years now. It's very, very simple. It's just a trend following system. So in my opinion, trend following is the best way of trading. Alternatively, you could try and catch, counter trends, but that has a much lower win rate, it's much higher risk, and it's a lot more difficult to do. So this strategy requires not much. You need a MACD, which you can see here, and a DSS. So the MACD is very, very simple to use and to understand. The settings are all default on the DSS and the MACD. So all you need to do is throw them on your chart, and the settings will be the same as mine. So when we have a solid color, so a darker color, yours may be green, depending on your color choices. So I'll refer to my color choices. So these solid yellow indicates a strong bullish momentum. The lighter yellow shows that the bullish momentum is starting to slow down, and then vice versa. When we have the dark gray, we have strong bearish momentum, and when it changes to lighter gray, we have a slowing down of the bearish momentum and a potential change into bullish. So I use the DSS similar to how you may use the RSI or the stochastics. When we cross these levels, so we have this green line here and the red one. When we cross these lines, it's an indication of a trade. So when we are, I like to call it oversold and overbought. Now those terms aren't literal. The market, the market isn't literally oversold or overbought, but it's just the terminology I like to use. So yeah, keep that in mind when we're going forwards. So when we are overbought, we could look for a potential sell if the market is in a downtrend. If it's overbought, we could look for a buy if the market's in an uptrend. So this strategy works really, really well when you have an understanding of what's driving the market. So market drivers and economics also help, because that's what causes and runs trends. But we won't go into that in this video. We'll keep it simple, and I'll just show you the charts and show you how it works. And we can maybe go into the economics in the future, but that's a huge topic to go into. So yeah, won't be included in this video. So it's very simple. All we need to do is start on the daily time frame. So we start with top-down analysis. So of course this is developed by me, for me. So I like to start on the daily time frame, and 15 minutes is where I execute the trades. So after the daily, we can then go down onto the 4 hours. Now I know what's driving this market, and I am happy to look for buys, and that's again why the economics and market drivers help so much, because you can, when you have situations like this where it looks like the resistance may hold up, you can then say, okay, well, it more than likely won't, because of inflation or unemployment rates or whatever it may be, just to add into your trade thesis. But like I said, for now we'll stick to just technicals. So after the 4 hours, we can go to the 1 hour. Now this actually looks very, very good. So I'm just going to remove the resistance line just so we can keep the chart clear. So we're on the 1 hour. So let's just draw support and resistance. Now this, obviously, I know a lot of people don't like support and resistance, especially SMC traders or whoever else. But for me, this is what I use, and it works, and that's the main thing. As long as what you do works, it doesn't matter who likes it and who doesn't. So we can see price is actually at this support level now. So this is a great opportunity to go in for a long. So again, we can see on the hourly, it's an uptrend. So more than happy to go in and start looking to execute some trades. So this actually does look perfect. So we have the DSS heading oversold. We have the MACD with the bearish momentum starting to slow down, and we are at this support level. We can also see price isn't actually doing anything, which could be a sign that this support may hold up. There's a bit of indecision at the moment. So let's just play through and we'll try and potentially catch an entry. So what we want to do is see a break above these candles here, and if we can get the break above, we could then potentially look for an entry. We also have the MACD basically crossing over. It's almost there. We also have DSS now in oversold territory. So yeah, more than happy to start looking for some long positions. We are getting a retest of this support. So let's carry on playing through and see if we can get an entry. So we've had another rejection, double wick to the downside. We are now seeing some bullish momentum. We've come back up out of oversold on the DSS. So we are still looking for buys, but we haven't broken above this sort of consolidation on the 15-minute yet. And when we do, that's when we can start looking for some longs. There we go. So actually the candle didn't close above, so let's just see if we can get a closure. And now what we can see, so this is the part where a lot of waiting comes in. So now I don't want to enter because we are seeing a loss of the bullish momentum, and we've just come out of oversold in the DSS. So now I would actually just like to see a pullback. So wherever the pullback may come, so there we go. So we've got some pullback now. And this may be a potentially good time to enter. So let's just see what happens. So again, we need to see the DSS come down into oversold, and we need to see a weakness in bearish momentum on MACD, which has happened. So now I'm going to enter. And the reason being is, as I said, we saw the break above this, we've had some pullback, and now the DSS is oversold, so it's a great place to enter. We've seen the cross, and the MACD is now looking like it's almost about to cross. So we've got an entry here. Stop loss is just below the current lows. We allow a little bit of breathing room, and our take profit is back up to these previous highs up here. Now your take profit and stop loss level are completely discretionary. There isn't a set rule I have for these. I normally aim for a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. So this is a 1 to 3.5, which is actually quite large. So if you want to take profits a bit early, you could go for a 1 to 2, so something like this. But for example's sake, let's just say we are going for a 1 to 3.5. So let's play through and see what happens. Okay, so we actually did almost hit stops there. We came into about probably 0.7% drawdown if you were taking about 1% risk. I don't know what this line's doing here. So yeah, I mean, this is part of it. You just follow the strategy. So the way I trade, once I've set the trade, I generally leave it unless there's a solid reason to start trailing stops. I'm happy to just let the trade run. Okay, so we hit take profit, and it was actually very, very clean. So now when we are at this resistance, we can see the DSS is now in oversold territory. The MACD is also starting to show a weakness in bullish momentum. Now, again, I'm not stupid. This is, I know you're not stupid either. This is in replay mode. So hindsight's always beautiful. It's always a great thing. But this is showcasing the strategy sort of at its peak. And you can kind of get a great understanding from the way I trade by looking at this. So let's just cover it one more time. We broke out of this consolidation, but then once we broke out, we saw that the DSS wasn't in an ideal place. The MACD also wasn't in an ideal place. So we just waited for a pullback, and we got the pullback. And once we were happy with the pullback, we could kind of tell the pullback may have been ending because the DSS was oversold. We saw a weakness in the MACD. We could see, the bearish momentum started to close off, and we saw some bullish come in, and then we took the trade with a very sensible stop loss. Like I said, there's nothing crazy. It's not like we needed a super huge one down here, but we also didn't have a super tight one right at the wick. It was enough to allow some breathing room. And then we let the trade run. And like I said, you could manage this how you like. You could have even moved stops to break even back here and potentially been stopped out, and then you could have even just re-entered after this bullish candle here. But that's the way I trade. Very, very simple and straightforward. I will be creating an in-depth version of this with multiple parts going into a lot more detail for members inside the Discord. But just before you all click off, the driving factors, they are again also in the Discord, but these are relatively for free. Anyone can get access to this. It's just a general market understanding. So why is US 30 pushing up? Why is it pushing down? What's happening with the yen? And as long as you don't need to understand everything, as long as you have a general idea. For example, why is the BOJ intervening? Why are they not intervening? When could they intervene? General idea of those things. Then you can catch trends and you can understand why the market may move the way it might. And it gives you a more confidence in following the trend. For example, with this one, I was only looking for buys, and there was a reason for that, because I understood what the market was doing and why it was doing it. Like I said, these indicators are great. But they should be used for catching into pullbacks to catch larger trends, rather than trying to, just place a trade because the MACD is full yellow or green is a bit ridiculous. So again, please take away what you will, and apply this to your strategy if you want. Take bits and pieces or just copy the whole thing. I don't care. But yeah, give it a go, try it, see how it works for you. Try on different time frames, different indicator settings, all sorts of stuff, different pairs, and yeah, see how it works. But for me, it works great, and this is the general rundown. You should get a great understanding from this video. So if you're not already in the Discord, links in the description. You can get trade ideas, economics, bank reports, educational content, members chat, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, hopefully subscribe, leave a like, and tune in for the next video.